Jnr Rotax Super Final.
2-4-6-8, Boggin, don't wait. Charlie Hart and Reese Lomax on the front row for this one. Addy Kulkarni and Ted Bradbury from Steve Duncan, Angus Scrivener, Ollie Stevens and Gabe Fairbrother from Pearson Bullock Carter and Blake Ticehurst. That is an ultra-competitive top 10. Row 6 is Alfie Briggs and Leo Purchase from the Charmander and Siwa Ruthen. Then Harry Maynard and Archie Clark, Jex, Orridge, Adams Acton and O'Shea. Then we've got Baker and Bailey from Finn Watson and Levi Earl, Gracie Mitchell and Ethan Bentley, Ruben Kernowan and Zaki Hussein from Alex Duncan and Alexander Cull. And then bringing up the rear of the grid, we have Max Taylor and Oliver Kerr from Sophie Kinghorn, who only just scraped in this time, and Ethan Head in P34.
Sophie Kinghorn in the Super Final for the first time this season, seeded 5. This is her first Super Final. What can she do from P33?
Well, that shows you how competitive it is in Jnr Rotax in 2022, as Razor Suraruthan is about to get a little bit of a nibble from the Charmander up into Spoon Curve, and he's already made up a couple of places. There he is, tucking in behind Alfie Briggs. There's a slow kart in the background. We'll try and pick that up a little later, but there is so much going on the run out up towards the compression complex. And it's a great charge forward. Lomax, I think it was, who managed to get the initial jump. Indeed it is. So once again, the man in second position on the starting grid is the one that gets the better run to turn 1. Such a tight first corner. Ted Bradbury, who of course has only just recently taken the lead of the championship, finds himself now charging in behind Addy Kulkarni. So it's Lomax, Hart, Kulkarni, Bradbury, Duncan, Fairbrother. Now this is a great performance so far this weekend as Kulkarni gets up into second place. Now, I really rate Addy Kulkarni. I was there last year at the TKM Festival when he cleaned up in both the festival and the O-Plate in the same day in the junior category. Absolutely astonishing. And now he is here in Jnr Rotax at the Ultimate Karting Championship, proving his versatility. And he is continuing on the bandwagon in front of Ted Bradbury, who has also managed to get through now into third position ahead of Charlie Hart.
Kart stream out of Devil's Elbow down to the final turn. Stephen Duncan up the inside for 4th. Great move by Stephen Duncan. He's in the 4th. We're back on board with the onboard cameraman, and that's looking back on Taylor Orridge. Ted Bradbury sets the fastest lap.
Charlie Hart trying to get on the inside of Fairbrother, and he's made contact. Fairbrother spat out on the fastest corner on the circuit. Charlie Hart was trying to go for the magic move, and he just ran out of road to try and get through. Let's have another look at it. He makes the move, tries to squirt in on the inside, and look, he just nudges the right rear quarter of the car. What a mistake and a maker. As always in Jnr Rotax, a massive battle from about a dozen drivers, 5th all the way down to 17th. This is still a very open contest here at Glan-y-Gors Park in the heart of Wales. This is a really tough circuit for a battle like this. You've got so many incredible contenders battling away for position, and there's nearly another incident as Pearson Bullock Carter was trying to get his way on the inside of Ollie Stevens, and he backed out of it at the last possible moment.
We saw a graphic come up very temporarily for Gabe Fairbrother. He set the fastest lap at the moment, but he's well down the back of the field. And it doesn't look like, as we see places all over the place.
Oh my goodness, that was Orridge tagging there with Blake Ticehurst, and he went airborne, and yet he is still able to keep motoring on. Goodness me, Taylor Orridge, baptism of fire.
I was just going to say about the earlier incident with Fairbrother and Hart. If that had been seen by the officials, they may have taken action, but it doesn't look like they've seen it, they've noticed it. It's a difficult spot that to have an official standing anywhere in that area, because it can be quite dangerous if a car goes off. If they've seen something, they will deal with it, but it looks like on this occasion they may have missed it, and it's worth pointing out as well, they do not see these pictures. They can't get to watch it back, and let's have another look at the cameras and see what they've got.
Yeah.
They don't get to see the pictures. They have to base it on what they see or is reported to them. We've got a warning flag going out for somebody, but that means something's been reported, so somebody's getting a warning flag. In that case, doesn't look like the officials spotted it, so nothing has happened.
Well, there was a beautiful move from Alfie Briggs on Taylor Orridge into the spoon, and now Ewan Charman is going to get an overtake as he charges his way through. So the Charmander now drops down Damon Hill as they come up through the hairpin once again, and Addy Kulkarni is right in behind the leading 2 drivers. Gabe Fairbrother has set the fastest lap of the race, having been pitched off the road accidentally by Charlie Hart, and that just shows you, driving with the red mist, it gives you an extra half a second a lap.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that as well. Charlie's not the type of driver to go and do that deliberately. It's not deliberate. It's an error of judgment. However, I will say if the officials had seen it, he would probably be getting some form of penalty.
Oh, that's for the lead. That's for the lead. A beautiful move up the inside there from Ted Bradbury. He gets into the lead past Reece Lomax. That was an opportunistic overtake, if ever you're going to see one. And now Eddie Kulkarni is trying to pick him off as we return back on board with Ewan Charman. But yeah, absolutely agree. That incident between Hart and Fairbrother, nothing malicious in that one at all. Charlie Hart going for an overtake. You're a racing driver. Yeah. There's a gap. You've got to go for it. And just sometimes it doesn't work.
Absolutely. Officials see it, they take action. If they don't see it or it's not reported to them...
Oh, Kulkarni! That one didn't work!
And he's gone up the inside a second and ended up down in fourth. Make that fifth.
Oh, Eddie Kulkarni, he tried to make the move on Lomax. Let's have another look at it. And he just goes airborne as a result. Ted Bradbury is given a clear run to the lead. Stephen Duncan is given second place on a silver plate. That is an absolutely momentous moment for Duncan, who was desperately trying to get into the top 5 at one stage. Now he's got second, half a second back from Bradbury, and he's got over a second on Reece Lomax. So it's almost job done for Steve Duncan to get a podium, but in which position?
Yeah, Ted Bradbury leaves it then, and he will lead the championship, no doubt, the way things stand now. He'll lead it moving forward to the next round. Ultra competitive, this Jnr Rotax class this year. 91 drivers started at the first round, 77 I think it was at round 2. Not quite so many here. That happens as the championships go on. People drop out as they're not in the position they think they would like to be in, or think they deserve, or something might have happened. But still a lot of drivers here this weekend, and again ultra competitive.
Yet again Jnr Rotax proving that just to make it into the final at the end of the weekend is a victory in and of itself. You've got so many top class elite drivers at Jnr Rotax level in Great Britain in the Ultimate Karting Championship. Just getting in the final is a mission as Taylor Orridge goes wheel to wheel there in fine style with Ollie Stevens, and now Charman is not going to wait around. He's going to get his move on Charlie Hart. He dives in on the inside, a lovely overtake there from the Argenti driver, and now that puts him into 8th position, charging after his teammate Eddie Kulkarni. This is going to be interesting to see if he can make up more progress as Stevens battles with Orridge. Oh, Orridge squeaks through with a very small gap, and as a result they both lose track. Sam Baker gets past them both. Alfie Briggs thought he could get a move on the inside of Ollie Stevens, but he decides discretion is the better part of valour on that one.
Alex Duncan started P29, Jake. Where's he at the moment? 18. He's on the move 18, so he's up 11. Another man on the move is Ruben Kernahan as well. And I will say Ethan Head, he started P34, and Ethan Head's currently 25th, so he's made up 9 places and still on the move.
Yeah, great performance actually from Ruben Kernahan. You've got to remember that he's one of the most travelled drivers in the field, coming as he does over from Ireland. So he's obviously got a mission just to get to these races in the first place, and then he's got to try and take on the top drivers in Great Britain. He's been very strong back in his home country, and now he is having an amazing job here in UKC, getting into the final and in the top 20 with very limited experience at this level compared to some of the other drivers out there.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. If you live in Northern Ireland or in Ireland itself and have to come over to the UK, because this is where most of the competitive racing is at this level, then it's a commitment you have to make, and it really, we see a lot of drivers doing it, but wow, I tell you what, to get on a ferry and do this all the time, constantly, is it's a big ask.
Check out the body language of Ted Bradbury as he was checking over his shoulder to see where Stephen Duncan was. Now he is going into middle of the road management because he doesn't want to leave the door open on either the inside or the outside of a corner. So he's going to park his car in the middle of the road. But that little fisticuffs that we saw earlier between Lomax and Kulkarni has now dropped them 2 seconds off the back of Stephen Duncan, who is absolutely launching an attack on Bradbury. Lomax is now 3rd from Scrivener. Kulkarni, who fights his way back to 5th ahead of Leo Purchase. Then Bullock, Carter, Charman, Hart and Baker.
Yeah, Stephen Duncan is a Hunter Motorsport man, and they only know about winning. They don't want to come second, and Stephen's no different. He will want to try and make his way past.
Look at Bradbury's body language.
You're talking about Bradbury, who is a top quality performer. He is going to make, as you like to say, Jake, his cart as wide as a
It's as wide as a Buick. Well,
Buick,
on this
that's it.
occasion, I think it's as wide as a Cadillac, to be fair, because he's absolutely monstering the inside apex. He can't go left, he can't go right. Stephen Duncan, oh, look at that, got massive airtime out of the
Last
final
lap.
turn as we go into the last lap. Goodness me.
I think that's cost him. That's cost him any chance of a win.
I think
here.
so.
Now Bradbury, you can see, just a look over his shoulder. He knows now he doesn't need to defend. He goes slightly narrow into the spoon. He go down Damon Hill. He probably doesn't need to defend
He's
this.
defending more than he needs to.
This is a battle for third and fourth.
Here we've got Lomax, Scrivener and Kilcarney, but Duncan has another chance here because Bradbury is being a little bit too defensive. He had a little bit more breathing space, but Rocket Man, Stephen Duncan, who got airborne out of the final turn, might just be able to set up something here. He's going to try his best. Can he launch in the final bend? They come off the final turn. He's run out of time, and Ted Bradbury, 2 hands in the air. That is a massive win in this field. Extraordinary driving, and what a finish to the weekend here in GYG. Ted Bradbury just hangs on from Rocket Man, Stephen Duncan, Reese Lomax in third from Angus Scrivener and Addy Kulkarni, Piston Bullock Carter and Leo Purchase from Charman, Hart and Baker. Full credit and kudos to Alex Duncan. He made up 15 places to charge his way through in the most competitive Junior Rotax grid in the country.
So the Junior Rotax drivers really putting on a show for us here at round 3 at GYG. The man that started on the front row of the grid in second place actually came home in third. That was Reese Lomax. He might be a little bit disappointed with that result, but the longer the race went on, it was really only about 2 drivers who were fighting out. And in the end, a heavy hit on a curb with 1 lap to go was enough to see Stephen Duncan just get a little bit behind the man that ultimately took the win. So unfortunately, he wasn't going to do the business, but well done then to Ted Bradbury of Sam Pollitt Racing. He got himself out in front, kept his head and took the win. Let's go and see what he had to say when we caught up with him at the podium.
It's my favourite track probably on the calendar. I like how fast and flowy it is. The weekend was great, nice and consistent. Made a mistake in one of the heats, but I'm glad we came away with a win in both finals, the super heat and the main final.
And who's the performance all down to this weekend?
All Sam Pollitt Racing. All of them, just making sure my kart's at the top spec all the time, making sure I'm the best driver I can be, and Lewis Brown for making me a better driver as well, and K-Card and FGN.
Last year we did decent in the championship, the race here, and then this year we've come back and did it again. So.
And you're a big part of Hunter Motorsport, as we know, for quite a while now, so who do you want to thank for your success?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Matt Easton, Reese Hunter, everyone at Hunter Motorsport, Potenza Racing Engines and Dad on the spanners.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Obviously got a good start, and then me and Ted just sort of broke away. Then had a coming together, and then luckily to keep third, but do what I did.
And who do you want to thank?
I want to thank my sponsors, Sheesh Chigwell, Jigsaw Mortgages, Ammo Super Fresh, Warden Fruits, Dino's Caff, and most importantly my mum and dad, Coles Racing, Sam Sainsbury, Jed Murphy and Grandpa Mills.
Okay, well done.
Cheers.
And that massive victory from Ted Bradbury now puts him into the lead of the championship by 13 points ahead of Gabe Fairbrother. Charlie Hart is still in the mix. Reese Lomax, Ethan Simmons and Pearson Bullock Carter very close together. And after finishing P2, Stephen Duncan is now P7 in the title fight ahead of Charman, Uzakov and Stevens as we get ready to head to Cumbria.
So there we go, our weekend in North Wales has come to a close, and oh boy, what an absolute belter. Next time out then, you'll join us for round 4 at Rowrah in Cumbria, another fantastic backdrop for more great racing. Until then, from all of us here at Glan-y-Gors, see ya.